everyone. Welcome to Spotlights with Dory of Doris Jones Labors of Love. I'm gonna probably tear up and like lose my shit a couple of times during the show tonight. So, you know, for those of you watching, bear with me. So before I go, without any further ado, tonight's guest, Ty Hunt official. Yes. I loved this. One of those times where I love not having to even ask what I was going to wear for the show. And so without further ado, I'm going to bring him and our co-host Lisa into the studio. Hello, Ty.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Hi, Ty.
Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Good. How
Okay.
are you?
So, right? Like, I don't even know what to say. I'm so excited to have you here.
I'm here. Me too.
And I was gonna say, and you too, Lisa.
I did too, Dory.
That's why I was clapping.
So before we get started and I throw you under the bus, no, I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that to you, Ty. But before we get started, I like to always ask my guests, give me a quick check-in and tell me, how is Ty today?
Ty is good. I'm blessed. Want to say what up to my dad? Say what's up.
Dad! Yes! Hi, Dad!
No,
Hello.
Hi, Dad.
You did a good job on that boy there, Dad. That's so rad. I love it. Okay, so yeah, so Dad's there. So other than that, how was your day?
It was good.
It was good. And you're blessed.
So
Amen.
blessed.
I love that I can say amen with you, and I'm like zero fucks given, right?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do this. So for those of you watching, our audience is growing. We do have people watching. This is Ty Hunt. And for those of you watching, please throw up a comment or a question if you have one as we go through the show. The first part of the show, Ty, is called Spitlights. It's my version of spitballing. And it's just my way of warming you up and getting you ready for some tougher questions. And so for the first one is, if you could pick one spirit animal or creature, what would it be and why?
A liger.
A liger.
A liger.
A liger. I've heard that name, or I've heard what is that? Remind me again. Is that a mythical creature type of thing? Or is that really?
It's a lion mixed with a tiger.
Ooh, wow!
That's my favorite animal. Yeah.
So what's the attributes of those two that putting them together appeals to you for your spirit animal?
They're just dominant animals of the jungle.
That's right, dominant. You know, considering the way you own a stage when you're on a stage, I can see that. This checks out. Viewers. I'm just saying.
You know, I got that from a movie.
You did? Which movie? What movie is it?
Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, I love that. This movie's so funny. Well, speaking of movies, Ty, when you go to the movies, what is your go-to treat that you have got to have?
Either DreamWorks or Disney movies.
Okay, but what about the treats? What about I know the movies are important, but I want to know what you're going to eat.
Oh, okay.
You will not go if you don't get this.
Snow caps. Snow caps is what I go for. I hope they stay in rotation. Like,
yes.
I don't see them in stores that much anymore.
That's an old school candy, son. Like, okay, they have them at the Dollar Tree. That's one of my favorite things to get, because like that's one of the things. Like Dollar Tree and the 99-cent store still have all that old stuff that, like, you know. I'm surprised you youngster, you knew what a snow cap was. I'm very impressed. I already love you, but I'm already more impressed. The movie that you would recommend before any other movie?
Christopher Robin.
The new one?
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's a couple of years old, but.
Oh yeah, it is a couple years old.
That's a deep movie. Like, it
was so good. Did you see it, Lisa?
No.
You and Gregor, right?
I don't watch that many movies.
Okay.
He's like a spiritual guru in that movie.
Yes. Well, have you ever heard of what is the name? There's some book or something called The Wisdom of Pooh or something with Pooh. I can't remember what it's called, but
Really?
yeah, I'll have to look it up for you and I'll send it to you. One of the old gurus, he's long since passed and he's no longer with us, but one of the gurus up here in the Ramona recovery program that I'm in, he used to talk about Winnie the Pooh and a couple of other wise sources of information. Okay. Do you like musicals? And if you do, what would be your favorite?
I went to a musical. Like
Not everybody is.
So I like to take myself out on dates, and
nice.
I went.
Right? That's perfect.
That's cool.
I went and saw this, like probably a couple weeks, maybe a month or two ago. I went and saw this musical. It was like based in New York, and I didn't last 15 minutes. Like,
do you remember what it was called?
I don't know. It was terrible though. They were like rapping through the movie, and it was just like going through a store, and it was just wasn't.
Yeah, I'm curious. There was La La Land or something. It was a musical that I still have yet to finish it. I couldn't stand it.
Maybe. What's that?
But it's not La La Land. La La Land.
Cartoon one. What's that cartoon one? It came out a few years ago. They were like trying to save this theater, and they had all these. Like,
Moulin Rouge.
What is it?
Moulin Rouge.
I don't know.
It's not a cartoon. Well, that one's not a cartoon. Moulin Rouge is not a cartoon. That's okay. We will move on. Okay. Sneakers. Grease lightning.
Grease lightning.
Sneakers or boots?
It depends the occasion, but.
Oh, okay.
I used to be like a Timberland guy.
Oh.
Like playing basketball in Timbs and.
That's hot.
Like doing everything, but you know it's changed. Like I had like a Gucci sneaker addiction. I bought like 5 pairs. And then I found myself going like hiking through the woods, raking leaves with my Gucci sneakers.
Your Gucci's.
And then like I wear them to a show. They're like all dirty and shit.
Hey,
am I allowed to swear?
Of course. Fuck yeah. Yeah, like, right, Lisa? Yeah.
Yes.
Right, fuck yeah. Okay, hoodie or jacket?
Hoodie.
I had a feeling you were gonna say hoodie. If I was a younger chick, I would presume that you have plenty of hoodies for me to steal.
And even with my clothing, like I got like 15 boxes in there. I got 1,000 hoodies. What size?
I just wrote a stand-up joke where the question, like the dating app or whatever, and I asked the guy, how many hoodies do you have? And the guy's like, oh, I'm not really a hoodie guy. I might own one. And I go, well, this was fun. Bless your heart. I hope you find your soulmate elsewhere. Because what good are you going to be to me if you don't have a hoodie for me to steal? Okay. Morning or night?
I should be morning, but night is my.
I don't know why anyone thinks like there's anything wrong with that. I'm a night owl. I've always been a night owl. I don't need a lot of sleep. I'm okay.
Well, so I listen to these like gurus, and they talk about how at like 3-4 in the morning is the best time to meditate. Mm-hmm. And it was he said, who was that? It wasn't Greg Braden or Joe Dispenza. It was Eckhart Tolle. No, it might. I don't know. Well, I would like to get up. I would like to get up that early and meditate and do things. I noticed that's more of like an older generation thing. I noticed there's a lot of people in their 50s and 60s that get up at 4 in the morning.
Not me.
Lisa and I are like, not us. You're here with us, and we're not here.
Y'all ain't 50 or 60, are you?
I'm 51, babe.
What?
I'm 53.
Damn, you girls are
I know,
killing
right?
it.
Do you hear him? He's all damn. Lisa, did you hear him? He's all damn. That'll be my favorite part of the show. Okay.
Right? We'll rewind that later.
Right. Let me put on my guru Diva Dory hat for you for a moment, Ty. And I will share with you. Do not ever concern yourself with getting up at 3, 4 a.m. to meditate with the spirits, because guess what? You want to know the secret? They'll wake your fucking ass up.
When they're supposed to.
You're never going to have to set the alarm for that. If you were supposed to be up with the, because that's the witching hour. It has a lot of legendary beliefs about that time of the morning. Trust me, as you know, you don't have to believe me, but as someone in tune, they will wake you up, son. You don't ever have to worry about it.
I am always in contact with spirits. I was actually like, when the countdown was going, I was like telling Van to like, yo, come sit down, and like, and then I could feel the chills, and then it like calmed me down, and I actually just re-recorded a song so that I could have rights to it regarding like the beat, and like not a lot of people have heard it before, but it was actually one of Van's favorite songs, and I just re-recorded it.
Nice.
And when I was in the booth, I was able to get into like that emotional state with like tears in my eyes recording it. Yeah, it's a beautiful song.
Van's been in my room all fucking day. I say that with all love. That's all love, okay? Very serious question. Olives or pickles?
Olives all day. Me and my Nana, like 4 years ago, I was living at her house, and we used to sit down with a jar of olives and talk and just eat them with a fork.
Green or black? No, I didn't ask. I know, right? It sounds so yummy, but do you have a preference, green or black? Greek?
I like green, but if they're in my salad and they're black, I eat them anyway.
What did you say, Lisa?
I said have a mixture of all the olives. That's the best.
No, like, why do I have to choose?
An olive salad.
Right.
An olive salad. Okay.
Salad like that.
American cheddar or what other? What's your favorite cheese?
I'm like a Swiss provolone type of guy.
Woo, yeah!
Me too.
I like the Swiss provolone club. I have one of my sons is all about the provolone. The other kid is American cheddar or something like that.
Or pepper jack.
Pepper jack's a good.
Pepper jack's good.
My roommate gets pepper jack. I love it. Last one in this spit lights is ham or turkey.
That's tough. I would say ham.
Tough call.
I would say ham, but I like dark meat turkey.
Okay. Nice. Okay. So we're going to move on to, we're going to up the ante and move on to some bigger questions. If heaven does exist, Ty, what do you want to hear God say when you get there, when you get to those pearly gates? What do you want to hear from him?
I want to hear him tell me, good job.
Nice. And do you have anything to ask? What would you ask God?
Right now, like living, or when I get there? When
you get there. Like you're gonna sit down, you're gonna chill back, you're gonna kick it, you're gonna Netflix and chill with God. What are you gonna ask the man or the girl?
I'm gonna say, can I go back down and get some?
Ooh, some more life, more what?
Some more people.
He wasn't bringing people with him.
Are you gonna have a bunch of people like, I don't, never mind. I was gonna say, are you
gonna come down and murder people?
I was gonna say, are you want to die and go to heaven with you?
No.
You want to bring visitors?
Oh yeah, oh my God! I just wrote a piece for my next book called "A Realization of Heaven." And you just made me think of what it would be cool. A cool companion poem to that would be a visitation to heaven, or a visit to heaven would be a really cool piece. Okay. Not many people want to answer this question because they don't want to, answer it. But if you could damn a person to hell, or a type of person, who would it be and why? Donna says hi.
Hi,
Say
Donna.
Oh, what up, Donna?
what up, Donna?
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Who would I damn to hell?
A person or a type of person. Doesn't have to be a name. You don't have to give me your shit show laundry list of haters.
You know, something before I go to bed, one of the things that I pray for is for forgiveness. For myself and the other people. And
right.
I do that because I don't really want to hurt anybody.
Right.
You know, but sometimes, like, I'll get into an argument with somebody, and that adrenaline and that thrill will just drive me to fight even more. And then after, I'll be like, damn, what did I just do?
Like,
right? Shit.
I know.
It's just in the moment.
So I know what I would say. I know what my answers are, but what are 3 things you strive for that you'd really want your friends or family to be able to say about you when they are describing you?
That I was a selfless person, and that I didn't judge anybody based on whatever their background or their status was, and
Love
that I had more passion than anybody with whatever I was doing.
that.
I don't know that maybe I comforted them, and knowing that I'm okay with where I am.
I knew, you know, I knew. I said, disclaimer, I'm going to tear up during this show. I know it, because comforting someone, you know, there's a really short list. Not even a handful, but a really short list of people who truly reached out to me and comforted me after Van passed. And you're definitely someone who I wouldn't have survived that experience if I hadn't gotten to have you in my life. Okay. Rapid fire words. These were words created for you, about you, and they didn't exist on a list. Now, it doesn't mean they weren't on someone else's list, but these were words that mused to me when I was musing with Ty Hunt. Okay? Babies, tell me what you think. What comes to mind? What's the first thing off the top of your head? Babies.
Babies. Making babies.
Yeah.
You know, this topic it's bittersweet. I don't know. Last year I got 4 girls pregnant.
Nice.
And
I'm like, nice.
and only one kept the baby, and I didn't even know the baby existed.
Does the baby still exist?
The baby still exists. In September 26th, hopefully that baby will be right here existing.
1 year old? Turning 1, right?
He's turning 1 on September 20th, and on the 16th, I'm going for custody. I haven't had an overnight with him yet. It's a difficult situation. I've been dealing with a lot of drama and stress that I just really don't want to. I just want to know my son to know me, his family. Mm-hmm. I want my son to know God. I want my son to know all of you and how beautiful the people are in the world, and not be hidden from it. Like, the world is not a hostile, scary place. It's a beautiful place, and I want him to be able to enjoy that.
Brenda said, I would describe you like that, Ty. She is probably referring to the things. That's exactly what I would have said to Brenda. Yeah, for sure.
I love Brenda.
Yeah, I mean, isn't it cool when you hear Brenda, like we hear them describe themselves. We hear Ty describing himself, and we're all here going, yeah, yeah, you're succeeding in it, dude. Donna says Ty Hunt has a song with Lazy Bone. I'm such a fucking old woman. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Oh, Jesus.
Lazy Bone. What does that even mean? Okay, so your next phrase, technically, it's a phrase. Suicide blonde.
What?
Suicide Blonde.
Oh, gee, what? Suicide Blonde?
Just spit it out, man. What does that bring to mind?
Suicide Blonde.
I don't know what made me think of that for one of your words, but it came up.
Suicide Blonde. Who's the craziest blonde that I know?
Hey. No, I'm just
Harley
kidding.
Quinn.
No,
Harley
I don't know.
Quinn.
I'm gonna pass on that.
Well, no. Hey, you honestly, you answered it. The fact that you went to the word crazy, that's a thumbs up answer, man, if you ask me. Here's your next word. Wonderment.
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 Wonderment. I gotta get my vocabulary up.
Wonderment.
Maybe
like
a mint that turns into chocolate.
Well, I'll tell you kind of why this word came up. One of Van's quotes, and it was on my page for a while because he had sent it to me in a message, was that he said he tries to look at life with the wonderment of a child's eyes. Wonderment is when, like, you're not jaded, you're not scarred, you're not broken. You literally will keep yourself in that. Yes, keep yourself
open-minded.
Exactly. Promoting.
Beautiful.
Right? What does the word promoting bring out in you?
Promoting?
Yep. He's like,
is what I want more of. I don't know.
Right?
Promoting.
Well,
I love that you're promoting.
This is what I try to do.
I love my fans. My fans of my family. I hold them dear to my heart. You know, there was a long time when I was doing shows and I would only have 2 people there. And 95% of the people that said they were gonna come wouldn't come. And then all of a sudden I just kept going. I kept working at it and people just started showing up and the family just started getting bigger. Like Ty Hunt Official is just a family.
Agree. So real quick before I give you a reply to that, Donna says, I will pray it all works out. She's probably talking about you and your little boy. Lazy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony. Aha.
Thank you, Donna.
Brenda, big laughs. And Brenda said, I was there. That probably the show you were just talking about. Brenda said she was there.
Brenda was always there.
She's always there.
Always there.
Let me tell you. Okay, so going back to this word promoting and what Ty just said, right? I am a fan. And I don't say that very often because, you know, I am the Amazon beauty, by the way. And Ty gets this joke, and if he doesn't get it, he's going to get reminded. Okay, so when I met Ty, it was outside of Queen Bee's. Had never met him in person. I had only got to know him through the course of online social media, having known Van, and most of it was after Van passed that I even got to know who you were, right? And I'm standing. I walk up to the door of Queen Bee's, and this beautiful man we have, who, in my opinion, is a famous rock star and should be. And if you don't know who Ty Hunt is, that's your problem, and you need to know. But this kid comes up to me and he fanboys at me. Oh my God, Dory, oh my God, I can't believe I'm meeting you. Oh my God. And I know it was just, and I know it wasn't about probably my artistic stuff, but his reaction was completely unbelievable. And it brought me to instant tears when I met you. I don't know if you remember that, because his reaction was very similar to the first time I met Van in person.
Now, something about that is, so Van, the way that he talked about people, he just wanted everybody to know how amazing everybody was. He spoke so highly of everybody, from like his immediate family to his friends, to his fans, his, you know, the people that he's going on shows with, the people that are in the studio with him, or dudes
Mm-hmm.
that are in Canada or they're in Florida, chicks that are joining the cult from like Carolina, all these weird places. He was telling me like, well, not saying that Carolina is weird, but it's weird to a Northeast guy.
Brenda says, "Yeah, you are, Dory, the Amazon beauty." Well, and it was a long time ago, Ty, and I know it was an emotional night, but I told Ty the same thing I tell everybody about the first time I saw Van in person. I'm meeting Black Hesher people. Okay? And he walks up to me and he says, "I can't believe I'm meeting the Amazon beauty."
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. Because of all of the different myriads of my art and myriads of my channels, the one Van followed me the most on was my stand-up comedy Twitter. That was where he paid most of he paid attention everywhere. And you're not kidding, man. This man would promote a competitor. Okay, that's how much he wanted to see people succeed. He even if you were a competitor, he would fucking promote you because he knew it just meant upping the game for all of us. Sorry, I got on a soapbox there for a second. So that was part of why I wanted to use the word promoting, because your reaction to me was very similar and akin to it, and it warmed my heart because it immediately reminded me of him.
Oh.
And your last word is unicorn.
Unicorn? Don't
You
exist.
might know.
They don't exist. No, I'm
gonna say you might know
I'm kidding.
why I put this word in there.
You want to know what my brain went straight to?
The video I sent you?
No. It goes to a song that I just recorded.
Ooh.
Featuring hopefully Acid Drop. He said he wrote a chorus for. We went out to eat like last week at like Chipotle,
Nice.
and he came up with this chorus, and then he was coming up with ideas to like add guitar strings to it and stuff. And then we we ended up naming it Toxic Unicorn.
Oh. I love it. And Brenda says, yes, fact. Van promotes everyone. Okay, so those were your rapid fire words, the ones I had for you. And I'm going to say, son, brace yourself.
Let's do it.
Okay, you ready?
One day, many, many moons ago, I was playing basketball on the north side of Brockton, and some 12-year-old kid came up to me. He asked if I was Shamrock. I said, yeah. Why? And he was like, yo, battle rap me. I was like, get out of here, little kid. Then he was like, buy me some beer then. And I was like, no, leave me alone, kid. This was my first introduction to Ty Hunt. We've been making music ever since, through every up and down and curveball in life. Ty is like the rap Robin to my Batman. Through all my mistakes in life, Ty still had my back. This week, he will be in San Diego to rock some shows with the Cult Music crew and record some music, and I couldn't be more excited. If you don't know Ty, get to know him, because he is a solid person to have in your corner. Van Bates, December 17th, 2018.
I love him so much. I really do. Like, that was my first visit to California, and he took care of me. Like, that was he was super special to me. I was sitting at Thanksgiving with my family, and everybody's running around. They all got their little families and stuff. And I go on Facebook, and it was like, I'm on Facebook and I see that he's doing 2 Christmas shows, and I'm like, yo, I'm laid off. I messaged him. I said, yo, I want to come do them shows with you. And he's like, you serious? And now I've said that like 5 times to him before.
You serious?
So I sent him a screenshot of the plane. He sent me a website to book the tickets. I booked the tickets. He picked me up at the airport. I stayed with him and Shannon. I celebrated my 18 months clean out there, and he presented me. And he gave me, from my 18-year celebration, he presented me and gave me a sound machine, and it had like all the old cartoon, noises on it, like bombs and fart noises and speed
I like that
runner.
you said 18 years when you mean months, but I love that you said 18 years because I have no doubt in my bones that it's going to be years.
Oh yeah, did I say 18 years?
Yeah, but you know what? I literally felt that. I felt that deep down because I will not be shocked or surprised. I just hope I live that long. I hope I'm still around.
I hope I am too.
So Brenda, we love you. For all of you guys that are watching, I know I said brace yourselves, and I hope that video warmed everyone's hearts more than upsetting anybody. But
Now,
it had to be.
can I go more in on that?
Of course. Why that?
So with
Do it.
him, I didn't know who he was. He was at the park and somebody was talking and I was like, "Oh yeah, he's a rapper, huh?" And I used to battle kids before school, so I went up to him like, "Yo, battle me." And we became
I love this story.
we became connected, and it turned out that at that time he had just come back from Cali and he was starting fresh back in his hometown, and he was living with my cousin Bobby, like my aunt Kathy, her my aunt Kathy's son, my first blood cousin. He was staying at Bobby's house, and my aunt told me the story about when she met him. She went downstairs to do laundry, and he popped his head out, and he goes, "Hi," and she goes, "What are you doing down here?" And then he's like, "I'm Aaron's older brother. I'm Aaron's older brother," and she was like, "Oh." She's like, "Well, get upstairs. You don't have to stay down here. I have a couch." That was and then he started a whole little army, and was like along his path, just bringing people in and building them up, and like, "Yo, let's do this." He brought me in the studio. I was 12 years old. He brought me on stage that year. Like, I could go more into detail on it.
I know.
I ran. I one of the main things he used to say was, "I don't want to rap no more," and he used to say that, making a joke, because I used to rap about killing people when I was 12. Like, all my lyrics were about guns and killing people and smoking weed, and he's like,
Okay.
"Ty, 12-year-olds aren't supposed to be
Enough.
rapping about these things. Nobody wants to hear a 12-year-old going on a murder spree." Like, and then I said, "Oh yeah, fuck
Oh
you.
yeah.
I don't want to rap no more." And I was in my baseball uniform from Little League,
Ooh.
and I stole his 40, and I ran out the house, and he chased me up Montello Street, and I'm more than a 40. I'm 4 feet tall.
Okay, wait. So Brenda says DRC forever, and then Donna says wow, and I don't want to rap no more. Have you ever put that in one of your songs? I don't want to rap no more. That's a fucking hook right there.
Yo, we were supposed to do a song together called "I Don't Want to Rap No More," and we were saying it for 8. I've been saying it since the day I started.
You gotta do it. You get off this thing tonight and go write that shit.
Listen, it's like I write songs in my notes, and if I type in on my notes, "I don't want to rap no more," it probably comes up in 20 unfinished songs.
Okay. Well, speaking of that, I'm going to break us into another Q&A kind of video reel. So this was one of the few pictures I came across of you that I didn't put in the intro video for you. There's something about it. I don't know what it is, but is there anything to this story or to this picture that's different than usual for your promo videos? Was this a promo picture? Not video, picture.
Yeah, we did a photo shoot on Dover. There's Dover Street Studios in Brockton. That's our city. And I was doing a photo shoot with this dude, All Rhymes, and I remember this chick that I was hanging out with. She didn't want to
This chick.
She didn't want to come upstairs. Well, I did the photo shoot, so I left her in the car for an hour and a half. and and that's probably the look after I dropped her off, because that girl turned out to be more gangster than I ever could even imagine.
I was gonna say, I always Lisa was here last week or Sunday. I always know there's some shit to a picture. Like I will find or come across a picture and I'll be like, "What's up with this? What's going on here?" Let me go to the
She
next.
does always know.
I fucking had to throw this in because his name is Ty Hunt. His name is Ty, and Ty babies. Oh my God, I love Ty babies. My boys love Ty babies, and he's got like. What's crazy, and I also put it in here to tell you that I had seen the picture of you in the costume and the outfit next to Van with this whatever, but I never put it together.
So check this out. So another one of my exes.
There's always a chick in the story.
She designed the heart, and
Oh,
she was all artsy and stuff, and she was so cute. But anyway, so Shem's birthday show, I was like, got an idea, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna wear the Beanie Baby outfit to the show, and I wore it there, and shout out Sando, by the way, shout out my dude Sando Films.
Scott!
He said, yo, you shouldn't, that shit's too gimmicky, and I was like, you know what? Because you said that, I'm gonna do it anyway.
I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yo, you want it? Shem, listen, Shem will tell this story. He's probably telling it up in the hip hop heavens right now, and he know this. Yo,
he's like, let me tell you this.
He would push me out of the camera and tell the story about this. So, so after I was done performing, I took it off and I put the outfit and the accessories to it under the merch table. Well, I'm outside talking to somebody, and Shem comes outside, laughing his ass off, and goes, "Dude, what is this?" Yo, it was a big ass baseball cup. Yo, I wore a baseball cup under it because the shit hugged my lower area, my ball bag area way too much, so I wore a cup. And
that makes sense.
He's like, yo, what the fuck are you? What is this, dude? And I was like, what? Yo, I'm getting my Marky Mark on. And if you don't, Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean, Marky Mark on.
Yeah.
I'm all down for anyone who wants to get Marky Mark on. Donna Dizzy says Beanie Babies. Brenda says he's got stories and they all got chicks in them. I will never forget that night, Brenda says. So like I have to tell you, like my kids, my oldest boy, he had every toy under the sun, but he's a kid. He's this little boy. The one he wanted the most was a Beanie Baby cat. It was a kitty cat. It was a little bit larger than the normal Beanie Babies, and he would carry it by the back of its neck like a cat, like how you can carry a cat that way. He had that cat for ages and years, and at some point we lost it on a plane. And so when and then time passed. It was a rough 2 weeks. He cried himself to sleep for 2 weeks over that kitty cat Beanie Baby. And it was the same color as this costume thing that you have. And let me make sure. I'm fairly certain that the next picture on this reel is going to be this one. And so it took some time. I had to go on the internet, but I finally found another kitty, the exact same cat, the exact same one, and bought a second one and tried to replace it and tried to give it to the older kid, right? Well, at that point, he didn't want anything to do with it. He had transitioned to his Curious George. And then I have another kid. And this, I can't make this up. So I have my other boy, he was 2 years younger. As soon as he was old enough to care about toys, guess what he made his favorite?
No.
I'm not even kidding. I can't make this up. The
Beanie Baby?
The Thai kitty that the older boy had rejected because he something in him probably knew it was not his original one, right? it was sat there in all of the toys with all of the plethora of stuff that we had, because we had everything that my kids could want. My younger kid, without being told, I never told him, that was his toy. He did exactly the same thing with it. I kid you not, Ty. So when I see this, I want to grab you by the scruff of your neck and carry you. Okay, so I wanted to save when I wanted to have this picture up and save this for when this picture was up in front of us, because as you already know, this Ty, a little while back, Ty says to me, I'm leaving the business, I'm done, I'm out. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And I don't even know what I said to you or replied to you back then. But like I told you yesterday or the day before, I'm like, I left that shit alone and ignored it because I knew Van would take care of it. You want to tell me about that change of heart you had about leaving? But yeah, tell me about that.
I don't want to rap no more. So I was in love. I was in love with somebody who wasn't in love with the whole lifestyle and what comes with it, and she, it was just, and I was willing to sacrifice so much, and it was just a toxic unicorn, like,
Yeah.
And it only lasted it only lasted 2 more weeks because just the CD release party on August 7th was going to be the last show.
Mm-hmm.
And then things just really went downhill. And I've heard people tell me before, I think it was not this December, the December before that, I didn't want to rap anymore then. And somebody told me, Ty, you can't stop. It's in you. You're an artist. If you quit, something inside you will die. And that's always stuck with me. And music is always there. It's always there for me. And it's my therapy. It's probably the reason. It's definitely the reason I'm still alive, because I've dealt with a lot in life, and I don't think I ever would have made it out if I didn't have that meditation piece with the beats and keeping my mind going and being able to put things to the paper and then into a song. Like, it's just, and then just feeling so alive on stage and just alive in general. Like, music has given me this great way of life.
Right?
And beauty,
Well, yeah, like, so I wanted to bring it up because I quite honestly, I could have went off on like a whole like mama bear mantra of whatever, because
100 people did, and
I'm sure,
made you
and I quite honestly went, I don't need to do any of that, because I knew I wasn't going to even have to bother. I really did not have to. I was trying to bring something up, and let me do it a different way. So, okay, so I'm going to throw this up, and I'm going to put this. Oh wait, never mind. It won't let me. Oh wait, I know how to do this. For those of you watching, please bear with me. We're having a technical. Dory's trying to figure out how to show tie something. Okay, you can see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some women choose to follow men, and some women choose to follow their dreams. If you're wondering which way to go, remember that your career will never wake up and tell you that it doesn't love you anymore.
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
That's good. You did that fast, huh?
Yeah, I didn't have that one queued, but as you were talking,
did you predict what I was gonna say about music always being there for me?
I had someone in one of my art groups today want us to. It was a poll question thing, and they asked, "What is art to us? Like, what does art mean to us?" And my answer was, "Art is my suicide prevention plan."
Wow.
I have been. Today was a day, and I'm not even gonna. So I'm gonna try to move us along in time. But Brenda says, Oh, am I freezing or is that you?
I can get it.
Can you
Got
hear
it?
me?
Yeah. Brenda says exactly. Music is your therapy. I hope that's not me freezing. So, Brenda.
Can I speak?
Yeah, of course. Of course. This is
Now the
you.
battle between it was like happy life, happy wife. You know, I'm a very family oriented man, like family through and through. And then it was like, was I having to make a choice between music and family? And then it was revealed to me that i- if I meet the one, she's I'm gonna have to love her for exactly who she is right now, and she's gonna have to love me for exactly who I am. Like
Exactly.
if you can't accept who I am, I've been doing this for 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't accept that about me, maybe tell me to stop doing fucking 2 shows a month or something
Yeah.
like that. But to completely stop doing shows,
No.
you know.
No,
But what's the next
that's
question?
not acceptable.
Okay, we will move on. So I got you, Ty. I got you, babe. Okay, so the last picture on this reel, or well, the second to last, is actually the wait. Whoop, I meant to pause it there. And if it, hun, I've already got you on an emotional in an emotional place. We can totally skip and talk offline. We've taught you, or you could tell me about the tent. I think this fucking picture's adorable. If you have, just I put it in here because.
All right, the tent. That's one of my mother's tents. Shem was flying out here. He said he's doing a festival up in Maine, and I said let's do it. And I think I rented us a car. Now I don't know what you guys West Coast like idea of like travel and what states or what, but like Massachusetts and Bostonians and New Yorkers are not the same. And
No,
Maine,
you're
it
not.
was a 7 hour ride. It was a 7 hour ride up to Maine. It was like on the border of Canada. It was no joke. But we get up. My mother let us use 3 tents, and we went up to Maine, and it was in the middle of nowhere. It wasn't like reception for like 15 minutes away. It was like reception, and we rocked them shows. Uh, I
I just
Me and Shem have gotten in thousands of fights before. We've gotten into so many fights, like ready to kill each other, hopping out of the car on each other,
like brothers.
threatening each other. Like, but what's different about that kind of love is the forgiveness. We forget. We kept forgiving each other and forgiving each other, and we always fell back into each other's arms, like we loved each other, no matter what. And we got angry with each other a lot, but we loved each other even more.
And then, I put this in at the end because, and you already know this because I said it a minute ago. There was very few people. It was a very small number of people. Tons of support, tons of love, and tons of support. Brenda, Donna, Tanya. I know so many women today that I never knew before. And I know if I needed anything, like really, I could call those people up. But I had to throw this in because it's you and Devin. This was at the memorial show. And there was 3 moments at the show where I almost went home. And this was one of them because you two men, and I don't want to know if anything was ever said to either of you from Van. I don't want to know. I don't need to know. I know what I need to know from Van. I already know. But you're the 2 men who, for whatever it's worth, made sure that I knew I was thought of, if that makes sense. And I don't know what that was or why, but that's the kind of thing you can't put a price tag on. That you can't put any kind of amount of any measurable whatever on the value on the value and the worth that whatever it was that made you two reach out to me, whatever that was, that is immeasurable. And wherever it comes from, all I know is I needed to pay homage to it, and I needed to take a moment and thank you.
Me and Devin both had intense relationships with Van, and we stayed in communication with him for a long time. And there's a lot of people that didn't stay in communication with him that Shem touched. And me and Devin, Devin asked me to be his best man. And I was listening to his album recently, and I go, dude, I love you, bro. And I go, can we get married? And he goes, yeah. And I go, yeah, at your wedding, when when he says you may kiss the bride, just turn around and we'll just start kissing.
That's awesome.
No, I was joking, but me and Devin were Shem's two powerhouse East Coast cult music artists.
Nice.
Like, me and Devin, when we go back to back, it's just like there ain't nobody touching me and Devin when we go back to back on stage.
And it did have, I also had to highlight that moment for the fact that you literally own a stage. Like, it's totally your bitch when you're up there.
Listen, I lose it when I'm up there. Shem
I know.
Shem taught me not to stand in place like a fucking rapper. He taught we perform punk rock style. We go nuts.
Exactly.
I remember being a little kid and he'd be kicking speakers over, throwing fucking shit, spilling drinks, squirting the crowd with water, throwing beers. Like, he was nuts. Like, jumping off the stage, sprained his ankle. Like, I watched that and I learned that from him. So you always have to be ready, and you always have to surprise the crowd with something. Like, the crowd doesn't want somebody who's just fucking standing there on stage, all uncomfortable. Once you have to get uncomfortable to get comfortable. You got to break that, and you got to get out there and be engaged with the crowd. Like,
right.
Something I've been trying to do in the studio is capture my energy live and put that into my music so you can feel it when, because
when I don't know what your studio environment is, but what you just said resonated, because when I do my vocal recordings for my spoken word stuff, I have to clear my room. Like, I have to have I literally clear the yoga space. Okay. So, like, my bedroom has a whole space in this little bitty whatever I made it big enough so that if I wanted to do my yoga, I could without hitting stuff or knocking something over. I literally set up my camera, because I use the mic on my camera and I set it up in the middle of my room with a tripod, because what you just said resonated, because I can't, when I'm doing vocals now, and this is, I don't know if I want to give blame to Van or credit, but some of the spoken word performances I've had since I met that man are what they are because of what you just described. I can't just stand still. I can't just sit here and, like, in a one spot record a vocal. I gotta fucking stand up now. I gotta, like, get up and go performance mode and do my vocals live, like as if I'm in front of people. And that's why I was wondering what your studio, real quick.
So something that's weird is that so ever since I was 12, I had a studio in my house, and for a long time it would just be me recording, and I had a booth, and I recorded analog, so I had to hit record and then run 15 feet into the booth and go back and forth. I made my bedroom the studio. My dad calls me a nudist because like ever since I was little, I just walk around in my boxers all the time. Well,
I'm all about that.
When I recorded Bad Mama Jamma, my engineer and producer, he was actually a foreman at my old company, and that's how we got connected. And I went to his house, and like I had to like just get comfortable, and I just didn't know. I didn't know how to get comfortable, so I just took my shirt off,
Ah,
and I'm like, and then he got a booth, and then like I walk out the booth after we built his studio. I walk out the booth. I got no shoes on. I'm in like shorts, no shirt. Like just gotta get comfortable in there. Like I don't know,
right.
maybe that's weird or something, but
No, I don't think it's weird at all. I don't think it's weird at all. So before I move on, and for observation of timing, I know we're coming up on the hour tie. Do you have more time for us? Can you stick around for another 20 minutes or so?
yeah, we can do that. Are we gonna stay live another 20 minutes?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. Because I'm not like we're running behind what I would normally have as a schedule, and I trust me, I don't fucking care. I'm not
I
complaining.
can talk a lot. I can
Okay.
talk a cat off a tuna fish.
And be ready with any of the questions you're going to have for this portion, Lisa, because this is about the questions I have for songwriters specifically. So what's the first thing that you do when you start or begin a new song? What's that first go-to thing that you do?
I put the beat on. Or
So you do a
know
beat
what?
before the music?
I think about something,
Okay.
and then I gotta find a beat. I gotta find a beat.
Okay.
I get a beat on. This isn't recommended, but I write my music while I'm driving.
I can relate to this as well. Like,
if you see the movie 8 Mile, Eminem, when he's on the bus and he's looking out the window and he's writing.
oh yeah.
It's to keep like the mind going. And one time I learned that writers used to let a clock, that ticks. When they hear that noise, it helps them keep going.
My sound recorder on my iPhone has a lot of the vocals that end up on my spoken word stuff are really actually from the sound recordings I've done sitting at a light or for real. Because no matter how much prep I can do here or whatever, sometimes the best performances I've done vocally were at a light, waiting for the light to turn fucking green.
Something that I think that women struggle with about me is that I can't stop moving. I just have this thing about me. I need to go, go, go.
This must be when they're not having sex with you.
Unless I'm tied down in a studio, I can't.
And then you talked about tied down. I'm just.
I can't write a song just sitting down. So I think it's in between destinations.
Yeah.
Is where I find my time to.
One of Van's songs talks about chain smoking, cigarettes, and pacing. Like he'd start the pacing thing. Do you pace? Do you ever do that? Do you find yourself ever pacing?
You can't tell. I've been pacing. I'm like going back and forth.
So we know you hip hop, rap, okay, but is there a genre of songs that you do, but that's different than what you listen to? Do you have a playlist of what's your go-to for listening to music?
I just put my my playlist on and hit shuffle, and you can get anything from like rap to rock to jazz to reggae.
Nice.
It's just heavy metal.
Whatever. Yeah. I'm the same fucking way. And it's so funny. Oh, go ahead.
So like, I don't know, you might hear Korn or like Slipknot. You might hear Blue October or Nirvana or Aerosmith, Ozzy. Like you might hear this stuff, or you might hear like Chance the Rapper or Kanye or NF or Tupac or Schoolboy Q or Bob Marley will come on, or then fucking Skrillex will pop up on my playlist, or
so I can't speak for Lisa.
Like Moana will come on.
Moana. I was I can't speak for Lisa, but I would love to have your playlist because, like, I got an iPhone and never had an iPhone, and I start playing with Siri on the iPhone. And one day I tell Siri, I go, "Hey Siri, play me a song," and "Play Me a Song" is the theme of our September spotlight shows, right? So I tell Siri to play me a song, and Siri goes, "Okay, finding one now," and it plays Barbara Streisand, some
Play me
show
a
tune,
song.
right? And I go, "All right, this Siri thing can work out for me. This thing knows my taste, right?" The same day, like 4 or 5 hours later, I do it again. I'm like, "Hey Siri, play me a song." And Siri plays some ratchet fucking like what's his name? Snoop Dogg. One of my Snoop Dogg songs. And I turn to the phone, like it's a real thing, right? I turn to the phone and I go, we can this relationship's gonna work. Like this is gonna work out. Like this is totally gonna work out. The phone had already figured me out. If it had played Barbara twice, I would have lost all faith in Siri. I'm just saying. But the fact that Siri played Barbara at like 3, 4 o'clock and then Snoop Dogg a couple hours later was like, all right, Siri's got it.
I'm gonna start doing that.
Right. Okay. Who is the singer, the singular singer that most influenced you?
John Lennon. I mean, Michael Jackson. I don't think he did it, by the way. Cat Stevens. Yeah.
I was just now I'm trying to remember. I had this in here, and now I'm like, did I delete them? No. I must not have saved them. So anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, are there any particular words? Now, you talked a little bit about the stuff you were singing at 12 years old, and Van gave you some professional advice about you might want to change your lyrics. Are there words now, like in your world now, like that you're just not going to put in your lyrics?
Words that I won't put in my lyrics?
Like, are you going to talk about guns and shooting up people now?
No. That shit was a suicidal lifestyle. I almost died many, many times in that is a suicide mission out there. And I don't want to lead anybody down a path.
Right.
Down that path. Because it was very painful. And I wanted to die for a long time. Because I didn't know why God spared me. I just kept hurting people. But when I got clean, I found out that my purpose and my assignment is to help as many people as possible before I go. So I don't really like, unless it's like a story or something like that. I'm not talking about murdering. I'm not talking about doing drugs. I'm not talking about dealing drugs or shit like that. Like, I still have my thing with like making babies music, or heartbreak shit. Like, I got some.
Well, I would imagine that you, and I'm not trying to correct you, but I would imagine maybe you would probably come up with something of, at some point where if you did use that, it would be the opposite intention, meaning like a way to detour kids from that life. I could totally
kind of like Kilimanjaro, like Sleepy Hollow, surrounded by models, give them a bottle, suicidal lifestyle, still living in sorrow, speed balling at mulatto, like there's no tomorrow. What do you know about the come down off Kilimanjaro? Yeah,
because there's some touches on that, a little bit of like giving someone the kind of purpose or giving them the better options. There's a lot of that in your Still Manic album that I heard in your lyrics. So is there some? Go ahead.
I needed to go through what I did in life to get to where I am today and be used as a weapon, a spiritual weapon.
Exactly. And if I'm going to use a weapon today, it's going to be a spiritual one.
Yeah, like I will. you don't even know how much it will hurt when I give you a hug if you hate me. Like,
Oh, I can totally relate to that. Okay, what would be the most taboo thing that you can think of that you just are not going to ever write about or create anything related to? Is there anything?
taboo thing? Wait, I'm sorry. What's taboo?
Taboo, like it's so
Like, what?
it's twisted, it's to you maybe it's gross, maybe it's inappropriate, it's just something you're just not fucking going to sing about.
The one most taboo thing you'd never use for your creative works.
It's a trick question, okay?
It's a trick question. Please, she's like, I'm gonna tell on you. Like, for example, I'll give you an example. I will probably, no, not probably. You're never going to hear me tell a stand-up joke, because I tell some really ratchet stand-up jokes, okay? You're never going to hear me tell a stand-up joke that makes fun of a rape victim.
There we go.
Or you'll never hear any racist music on whatever 68 radio.
Right. I do have some jokes that are considered racist.
Oh.
It depends on who
You would.
Well, like, not racist in the way that you would think. Like I've had this isn't about me, but I had a black guy tell me that I shouldn't tell a certain joke on stage about dating black guys, and I say to him, I go, I've probably had more black men in me than you have black in you. And I'm like, and he just laughed his fucking head off when I said that. Like, I'm like, because visually, I may be presumed a certain way when it comes to race. And I am so not. I got no interest in caring about your race. You are certain what you are. We down. I'm good. Babe.
We love
go.
everybody.
Right, and I ended up dating that guy. I ended up dating him, which was funny.
I don't discriminate either.
I got no interest in that. Okay, so we've got some new people coming in. When you were singing that song or talking about that song, Brenda said it was her favorite. Keely, hi Keely, says, hey everybody, what's going on?
Hi Keely.
Raid. We got a raid going on. So
I love your name.
My next question or my next thing in here is favorite live performer ever and why?
Black
Hesha. I wasn't gonna assume.
He poured his heart out on stage.
That's some truth right there, man.
And he's my favorite live performer because that transcended into me. Like, he molded me as a performer.
I've seen you both. Now, Van, when the one time I got to watch him perform, there was no stage. He was on a flat concrete outside of a building kind of a thing. So I didn't get to see the things I've seen on video, like the performance.
Did he have a chair and use the chair as
No.
stage?
No, he did. Oh yeah, he stood on a chair at some point. Sure. Oh yeah.
Like a crate or a table or something. Like he was known for using what he had around him to.
I guess what I was going to say was I can always tell if someone is doing something because of someone else's influence or it's just who they are innately. And what I have to tell you, son, is what you do on stage, yes, came from Van, and I get all of that. I'm not going to take away from any of that. But I can't see that. As a person who had never seen you perform before, and as a person who I only saw Van perform once, but you do it in a way that is all fucking you. Like there's so much on the authenticity in the way you are. Yeah.
Something about Shem. Oh, so if people don't know this, Black Hesha is Van Bates, is Van.
AKA Shamrock.
Is Shem, because his old name was Shamrock. So I call him Shem. Right. That's what, but.
And he's still Shamrock Christ on his Twitter.
He embraced me. He embraced me for who I am. And no matter what I believe, how different our beliefs were.
Right.
He allowed me to be my own artist and
Mm.
and do what I
And if you
do and
weren't,
say
and if
what I
you,
say in my music and do what I do. You know,
and if you weren't, what would he have said? If you
if
had
I
tried,
if I weren't what?
if you had tried to pose and be someone other than you, Ty, what would Van have said to you? He wouldn't have let you get away with that. Is my point. He would have said, "You need to fucking be you."
Yeah. Well, that's what he did. That's what he told me when I was 12. That's what he
Exactly.
told me when I was 12, and it didn't work out too good. He
That's
told me
right.
the truth, and it hurt my feelings.
You're so cute.
And I
Okay.
stole his beer and said, "Fuck you."
Okay. So before I throw this last part up here, I'm gonna. I know. Was there anything you wanted to throw up there, Lisa, before I throw up this
No,
next comment?
well, you know what?
Oh,
Everything
wait.
I was going to ask, you asked, so it's good.
Okay.
So, do you know about the Shem Fest going on out here?
I've
September 26th, for anybody that's watching, September 26th, it's called Shem Fest. It's the first
nice.
annual one. It's going down in the Northside Projects in Brockton. Shem grew up there, and it's going down on the front lawn. There's
Nice.
gonna be a bunch of like face painting and paint by numbers and graffiti going down on the walls. There's gonna be like kids, older people, gangsters, fucking punk rock people. There's gonna be politicians, mayors, fucking city council. They're all coming there. They're trying to get the votes and show their
Nice.
face, like they're supporting.
So
Go ahead.
How awesome.
I'm.
I wish
We're
I
You're.
trying
could
to get a
go.
we're trying to get a dunk tank.
Oh.
We're gonna
Okay, so perfect timing because look at this. Is what this. I can't make this up, everyone. This is what was coming up next to be put on the screen. Fuck being average. I'm a goddamn savage. Van Bates Black Misher. Now, I have thrown this up since the day I ever heard this in one of his songs. I have thrown this up, and every guest on Spotlights gets shown this quote or lyric, I should say, and then they get asked this question. What is the thing you like to do the most that will set you apart so that you know you're doing something different than the average Joe to set yourself apart? What is it?
So hip hop and rap is like something that has a certain like a stigma, and when I found recovery, I was able to take a different lane, a different path with it. And when I get up on stage, every time I shout out my clean date at a fucking
Nice.
bar, a club. It don't matter where it is. Like I expose it right in the beginning. Like, listen, I'm 4 years, 2 months, and
Mm.
19 days clean. When I shout that out, everybody, the whole bar roars. Even the people
Mm-hmm.
that are shit faced or the people that are
Yep.
thinking about, damn, I should go back to a meeting. Like, like, and then I go in there I rap about recovery in these bars and these clubs and shit like that. And
Yep.
now fear has almost stopped me from doing that in a lot of places. Like when you
Mm.
saw me and Shem in that tent, that was at a fucking a festival where there was drugs everywhere.
Right.
And I remember I got into like this depression when I was at that festival, and I didn't even want to leave the tent. Listen, it rained. Yo, inside the tents, we didn't set up the tents right. We set them up like some city kids. Mad rain and water like got inside the tents. I'm in like wet clothes, shivering in the tent. I don't even want to get up. I'm like, they don't want to listen to my recovery shit. I'm not even gonna perform. And then I've said this to myself before to motivate and I go, you fucking pussy, Ty. Get out there. So I went over to the porta potty and I meditated in the porta potty. And I sat and I pictured all my angels surrounding the porta potty, my cousins, my friends, uncles, nephews. I pictured I pictured everybody standing outside the porta potty, like some leaning on it, some walking, pacing back and forth, some just standing in front of it, like, let's go, Ty, we're ready. And I went to the back of the stage was like in this barn, and I go to the back of the barn, and I'm dressed in my Mind of a Freak costume, the Ric Flair with the wig.
Yeah.
I'll bring it out there to perform sometime. I'll be back in November, by the way. And so I went to the back
Yeah,
of the
we're going
barn,
hiking.
and I was so nervous. I was so scared because of what was happening. And I go in there, and the dude announces and goes, "All right, everybody, our next act, Lady Gaga."
Wait, what?
He announced me as Lady Gaga because of this freak show costume I had on. They didn't know I was with Shem.
And mind you, you do remember
So
that
you
I
know what
pulled
I
up
did?
a Lady Gaga quote with like a half hour ago for you.
Yeah, and you
Not
know
knowing
what
the
I did?
story. Okay.
I was the best fucking performer in the whole festival. And I
No
made
shit.
sure every single
course.
person there remembered who I was. And I even
Right.
had them singing the fucking lyrics to Bitter Ends, which is a recovery song.
You know they did. Of course.
I put the mic out, and they'd be like, Bitter Ends? And they're all singing it with me, and now they're all
Right.
embracing me, and then Shem throws me on his shoulders. That was the first time anybody's ever thrown me on their fucking shoulders while I was performing. And it was like mind-blowing to everybody there. And I've been doing it ever since. I look for the biggest person in the crowd, and I go, listen, I'm hopping on your shoulders. And they go, all right. And then I'm on people's shoulders rapping, like the little
Yeah,
Ty
I-
Izzo. The little
I had
kid
seen
Ty
that.
Izzo. It's like,
I'm almost certain you did that at the memorial concert. You were on someone's shoulders at some point.
no, I had them, I crowd surfed. Wait,
Okay.
yeah,
Yes.
I wasn't on.
Yes,
oh,
you
the
did.
East
You
Coast.
jumped into the crowd.
That was on the West Coast, but the East Coast Memorial, I got on Danny's shoulders.
Yes,
And
I have.
what's ironic about that is Danny was actually standing right behind Shem when I was on Shem's shoulders at that festival last year.
Oh my God.
And
And you
then
know,
we're at the memorial, and I'm on Danny's shoulders. And then the show that we just did in Manchester, me, Diastro, and a few other people, the same dude who announced me as Lady Gaga
right.
was the guy whose shoulders I was on at the
Yeah.
show we did a couple weeks
That's
ago.
what, we can't make this up, right, Ty? And I know you know what I mean. Like when stuff like that happens, people can call it serendipitous or whatever.
That's God.
That's God.
All day.
You
It's
just
them.
fucking tell me this story about how you're introduced as Lady Gaga, and when you were talking, and it was an emotional part of the show for anyone who's watching, that we've got people joining even now. If you missed the part earlier where Ty's like, we need to go to the next question. I brought up a Lady Gaga quote when we were talking about your career and talking about leaving rap and stuff. I didn't fucking know this story. I didn't know this story when I use a Gaga quote for you. I didn't know this. That's not an accident.
So
That's not an accident.
It was almost exactly a year later, too, because you announced that Lady Gaga thing, right? And then
Right.
then I say,
and then you're telling me
this
the
dude
story.
announced me as Lady Gaga. He didn't know who the fuck I was. And then
Right.
a year later, I'm on his shoulders, and he's taking the place of Shem while I'm performing.
Yes.
It is amazing.
And then you're trying to tell the world that you're going to go leaving fucking your career in music for some chick. And I throw up a Lady Gaga quote at you going, hello, don't you hear Lady Gaga speaking to you, son? And then you're sitting, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is fucking crazy shit. Okay. So we could be here all night long. And I could
I have a question. What's your sober date?
My clean date is June 23rd, 2017.
Nice. Congrats.
Thank you so much.
Yay.
I apologize, Lisa. You're right. Was there, before I give him the con and move on, or anything else before we get out? Because we're done with those.
I just want to know a sober date. You should have yelled that out when you started.
Thank
He did.
you. Thank you,
He
Lisa.
does that when he said it at the memorial concert, and I was there when he shouted it out to a room full of people at Queen Bee's. It's quite something. So okay, before we move on, and I give you the con, and you get to spit out, flow, whatever you're gonna do for us, Ty. It can be short and sweet. It doesn't have to be. Do not feel pressured to do a full thing. Just do whatever comes to you. I get to tell you, this is the part of the show where I get to tell you that other than the fact that Ty's gonna throw something out there for us, you're out of the spotlight, bub. You're off the hot seat. How do you feel? Does you feel better?
Good. Good. It was good.
Okay. And this is the portion of the show. This is this moment in the show where, other than asking why I do spotlights, because that's a boring answer. Okay, you already know the answer. I do this to promote you guys. I do this to promote people that I feel are rock stars and should be.
And so we could get info about them.
Right. Other than that, you are given permission, you're given license to ask me a burning question, something you really, really want to ask Dory, something you're just dying to ask me, and you may not think of it, or you may not want to ask me any other time. This is your time to do it. I can't be blackmailed, and I will answer you.
Who do you live with?
I have a roommate. He is a much younger gentleman, him and his 18-year-old son. I rent a room in their home.
All right.
Yeah, he and I, it's so cool. He's like a younger brother. It's adorable.
Who do you live with, Lisa?
I live with my husband, and my youngest son rents a room from us, and my youngest son has a dog, and we have a cat.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Well, and in addition to my roommate and his son, my roommate has a dog.
Where do you live, Lisa?
I live in San Diego, National City, South Bay area, close to the border.
Okay.
Like 20 minutes from the border.
Yeah, I've been there. My buddy Sergio brought me to get some carnitas over there.
Yeah, you get good Mexican food over here.
Yeah. And what are some other questions?
I said one question. He's like, well, that was the
He's on a roll now.
You used your one question on who do I live with.
Well, I'm interviewing people.
All right, interview.
No, those were my.
Dory's turn.
Dory's turn. Because I'm coming out there in November, and I'm gonna I'll probably stay with Big Mike like I always do.
I don't have room. You could sleep on the sofa here. My roommate's cool as fuck. He would probably say yes. But I'm in Ramona. I live like 30.
You can crash at my office. I don't care. You can crash at my office floor.
Dory.
What?
I slept. That's actually the first place that I slept in San Diego was Shem's office. He had a little office with his computer and his studio and stuff, and every night he would blow up the air mattress for me, and I would sleep on the air mattress, and he would show me shows like Big Mouth on Netflix.
Sorry.
And there's a show that I got hooked on. I got home and I watched it. I watched the whole series like one day. It was called The Titans, and I don't know if it's about.
Sounds familiar. I'm not sure I've seen it.
It's like the adult version of like Batman, Robin.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It was fire.
So before I give you the con and give you the mic and put you on solo layout and you do your thing, do you want to do? You also can throw out so Shem Fest obviously is one of the other things. I know you just had an album coming out, so give us some shameless self-promotional stuff. You can give us some of that.
Shameless self-promotion?
That's right. Tell me what's up in Ty. Ty's got an album. It's called Still Manic. You've got more than that album. You've got a couple. But that's the newest, right?
I just released a music video called We Are Strong. featuring Jay Grams.
That's on his YouTube, right?
Yeah, it's my most recent one. Now, there's a video that I was already supposed to release that I never did because of that relationship that I was in. I didn't even want her to see it because I just don't think she could handle it. Um, it's called Angel in a Straitjacket. It's a video of the first song on my album. And then we've been in the works. Like, we already shot a couple scenes for the song, the tribute song that me and Acid Drop did. Now it's called Nick Up Poopadinks, right? Nick Up Poopadinks. That's something that Shem used to say. This dude Ama in our neighborhood, he used to always say that. Like, nobody knew what it meant. He would just say Nick Up Poopadinks, and so everybody knew what that saying was. And when Cult Music released the Black Hesha song and named it Black Hesha, we weren't sure what to name it. So we just called it Nick Up Hoopadinks. And if people clicked on it to learn what it was, that's the tribute song that we made for Shem. And so me and Alex were shooting a video for that. And Sando is he's putting an extra effort on this video because it's so sentimental to him.
Yeah.
And we have Shem on the song.
Of course.
And we have my cousin Bobby, who died, on the song too. Bobby Nugget was like a hype man back in the day. Like, he was the funniest. He was like the Ken Kniff of CTS. And if you don't know what CTS is, that's Cooler Than Smack. That's like the old. That's like the cult.
Cooler Than CTS, Cooler Than Smack.
That was Shem's first. Well, not his first rap group, but that was his biggest rap group in the late '90s. Well, mid to late '90s, Shem was on fire. Like, signed a fucking record deal, went out to Cali, was touring, doing crazy fucking shows. He was ahead of his time. Like he was doing shit that Eminem started doing later on. He was already doing that. And Cool and Smack was when I got down with him. Where was I? Oh yeah, CTS. So Nick Up Poopadinks, the video. Alex.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have like Little Ty, and then we're gonna have Shem's brother, wear Shem's vest. In the video, and he's gonna be coaching Little Ty, and Little Ty's gonna be talking shit back to him, and we're gonna be at the first. We got some shots outside of the first venue that I ever performed at that Shem brought me to.
Wow.
Yeah, it got shut down.
It's so awesome.
So I'm gonna move us along because
you
don't want to cry again.
No, well, I since I'm already there, I just wanted to share with you, Ty, how grateful I am that you're here. I woke up to and I did the production of the intro video, the one you saw. It's not a lot of work, but it was, I just put photos together and I add this music track I like, and it's been emotional every time I've done that. It's been emotional every time I put one of those together for the people that have been on my show, whether it was Katie or it was Kate or it was Devin, or it's been emotional every single time because Van was supposed to be my first guest for the 2021 Spotlight season.
Now, Dory. So,
yes,
when I was watching that, I had to backspace my comment because I didn't want to get anybody to get the wrong idea. But with what you did right there, it was beautiful. People don't get that enough while they're alive.
Exactly.
Right.
And
I do know.
So when I saw that, I started to tear up. I did.
Well,
Because I was like, this, it was beautiful. Every time I go into like, you ever see how the Google Pics, it like creates them videos for people and like, and
yeah,
there's
yeah. I mean, it's a little more complicated
stuff
than
like that. It's like being at,
I'm not.
a
I don't.
funeral or a wake, and you're remembering this person with all these pictures that flash by. And when I saw it, it was like,
Yeah, and there's nothing random. I will say this. I know I made it sound like it was a simple thing, but there's nothing random about the pictures I pick for those videos. There's nothing random about why I pick those. Out of all of the plethora of pictures of this beautiful man on social media, you guys, there's a lot of pictures of Ty.
wait,
It's
are we still live?
Yes.
People can still see us?
Yes, people can. We're still live. We've still got like.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, we still got
Damn.
all so what no, we're still here. Trust me, you'll know when we're done. So here's what I wanted. Why I wanted to share that with you was that I've gone through every emotion there is to go through today. I had the same experience on every one of the spotlight shows of anyone who knew Van. No offense to any of my former guests or anyone who's going to ever be on my show ever after this, but this young man keeps sitting here with us, held my heart in his hands in a way that no one else really ever has. Okay, and I've gotten so far away from the grief in so many ways because it's been, but it feels like yesterday. Today, it feels like yesterday. And I'm not complaining. That is not a complaint because I was telling Scott, because Scott commented in the video and then I commented back about, he said he had been feeling Van today or Van was there or whatever. And I go, Van's been in my fucking room all day. And I kid you not, I meant that when I said it because he literally, I've laughed with him today. I've cried with him today. He's yelled at me today. Because there's been many times today and on other shows, and I'm sure it's gonna happen again, where I literally sat here and I went, I can't do this again. I can't do another thing where it's literally, it's like taking a wound that's healed and cutting it open and throwing salt in there. Let me just do that. And then I can't let any of that. And I will sit here at 7:34, an hour and a half into the show, and I will cry publicly on live TV right now because I will never walk away from the artists and the creative people in this world who need the promotion and they need to be treated like the fucking superstars they are while they're fucking alive. Because if we don't give shout out and kudos and love to the independent creators, the people creating art in this dark, fucked up world, if we don't do that now, what is the point in breathing, really? And that is why I loved Van the minute I met him, and still to this day, I haven't met anyone except for maybe us who are sitting here and a few other handful of people out there who have taken it upon themselves to make sure that artists and creators and musicians and painters and whatnot, that we matter. And Van was one of those people. Like I said before, he would have promoted a fucking competitor.
The last thing that I think it was one of my last bars it was one of the bars that I spit and Nick up Poopadinks.
I love that word. You're gonna have to spell that out for me.
It's on my album. So one of the lyrics I said was, I think you want me to go on and keep spitting, keep bringing people together, and are you guys still there?
Yep, I put you on solo because you have the con and you have the mic. So I want you to talk and I want you to give me a spit, a flow, whatever you want. Just throw it out. So
when I always thought about that when I was in that 2 weeks of not doing music, those 2 weeks that I decided to quit again, and I always wondered what he wanted. I knew that he didn't want me to stop, but I didn't know if music was gonna give me a short life with a huge impact, or if picking a family route was like a smaller impact but a longer life. I wasn't sure what he saw for me, but he embraced me no matter what, and I love my emotions. I love to cry. It's one of my favorite things to do is to cry. I cry when I'm mad. I cry when I'm sad. I cry when when I'm happy. I cry. I cry all the time. I watch Disney movies by myself and I cry. Like it's good. Like
So cute.
nothing grows without water. And
Right.
the reason why I love it so much is because for a long time I wasn't able to cry. I didn't know how to cry. I used to try to, when like my family members were dying and when I'm going to funerals and wakes, everybody's bawling their eyes out and I can't even cry. I'm like yawning, trying to get a tear out. There was just something about it. I was numb. And so today I really like to cry. Now, enough of the sobby shit.
All right.
This is kind of. Wait, let me. I don't know how.
Just don't do anything that'll get us muted. So nothing copyrighted. Don't get us muted on Facebook.
Oh, can you hear that?
Oh yeah, we can hear it.
All right, hold on. Now, if I pull up the notes on my phone, are you still gonna be able to see me?
I think so.
Can you see me now?
Nope. Nope.
Can you hear me though?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, hold on. Here it is. Oh, actually, you can see me. I'm just gonna play this little snippet right here.
Oh, there you are. There you are.
Now, tell me if it's too loud.
Nope.
This song, I'm waiting for a hook or a bridge. But this is about what I went through recently.
That's okay, and I'm gonna mute me and Lisa, okay?
Wait, what'd you say?
I said I'm gonna mute us so that there's no background noise.
All right.
Okay.
You must be the reason. Let me bring it down to. I know we just met, but I'm a hopeless romantic. I can see the white dress. I can see the kids and dog. I can see the white fence. It's a tough pill to swallow, even more to digest. I don't know if you can accept it. This might be my insanity. If it don't work, it's all good. I know that God taking care of me. Snoop said it best. We don't lie them hoes. Take a chance of me and you'll see how I curl them toes. And then I'm just gonna skip forward. Nothing above you but the game. Damn. Maybe I love you. Maybe I love the pain. Maybe I put nothing above you but the game. Damn, here we go again. Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love both to make it bang. Bang. We gon' make it bang. Watch this, how toxic. We make it bang. You can't accept me. That's okay. I'll call an Uber. Out the window, she like a widow. I'm dead to her. How do you do you like that? My first thought was the life. Pretty little psychopath. For the nightcap. She only crazy with her clothes on, but I like that. Could you hear it?
Yes, absolutely.
Now that's like a real rough mix. Like that, like we didn't even go into.
I love the call and Uber thing because it actually fucking happened to me. Like I literally I don't know.
Somebody called you an Uber?
I called my own fucking Uber. The guy actually thought I was going to take his shit and stick around for that. And I was all the way down in fucking La Mesa, and I live in Ramona. It was a $64 Uber ride home.
What the hell?
Yeah, so the end of me and that girl's relationship recently, like, yo, this girl is like, I'll tell you right now, the girl is amazing. She's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
There was just some things that weren't ready. And
Yeah.
there was another little life, well, big life. There was another life that was being affected by it, and it was just too much. So
Yeah.
I called the Uber, and it was a $450 Uber.
Holy
Like,
shit.
you need to be like firm in your decision if you're gonna do it.
You need to be firm in the decision. $400,000 Uber. Yeah, we need to be firm about this.
Yeah.
And I'm just laughing at myself because I'm sitting here going, wow, about my $64 Uber ride to Ramona. And he's all, it's a $400. What? Where were you in New York and you had to Uber to Boston? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Is that real? Like, is that truly where like you had to go far of a distance?
Long Island is like five hours.
Oh
or
shit!
Something like that.
That's crazy.
Damn.
There's even a ferry.
Yeah, but you know,
now it's
okay.
No, it was painful, but I was just so angry. And then we tried to revisit it, but it's just too soon.
Yeah.
And it came to an end, and then here I am, and
you
my story ain't over. Like,
no, you're absolutely right. And I threw these up there earlier, and I know you saw them, so clapping and some purple hearts from Brenda earlier when we were talking. And I just want to say, you know, I want to let you go because we're coming up on an actual 2-hour mark. Officially officially going to be my longest spotlight show yet.
Look, it says
not a complaint. Not a complaint.
143.
143.
Isn't that the international like numbers for like I love you? You know, 1.
Oh yes, that is.
Huh.
You're right. It is.
I think I don't know because there's one.
It is. I love you.
4 letters.
Oh.
3 letters.
143.
Okay. So
kind of like 812.
I wanted to send us off with, and you know, this was our Friday special show because so honestly that actually suits perfectly fine because this was a special edition of Spotlights. Normally we're on Sundays at 6. I had to have Ty on. I couldn't very well do a month of Play Me a Song without Ty Hunt. It's similar to Scott. Like, you know, Scott can't really do a month about music and not have a videographer on talking about what he does behind the scenes, behind a camera for you guys.
Scott is a man.
Right?
Yo, Scott, I love you. We have a similar relationship.
That's right.
Shem, listen, me and Shem, we fought so much through our relationship, and so have me and Sando. Like, me and Sando on set is hilarious. And Shem was actually the mediator trying to squash the beef between me and Sando before. And me and Sando do great work together. Like, I have these crazy ideas, and he brings it to light as much as he can. Like, actually, I shot a Mind of a Freak in this backyard right here. And one of my ideas was like me like flying or something. And he was like, Ty. And then I was like, yo, I said I'm gonna climb up into a tree and I'm gonna fall out of the tree and I want you to get me falling up. He's like, fuck no, we ain't doing it. But yo,
we're not doing that.
If anybody hasn't seen Bitter Ends, me and Sando fought through that whole video, but that video is fucking fire. So go check out Bitter Ends.
You know, I actually had at least one person when they talked to me, because they could because Van and I had a falling out at one point, but we made up before he passed, and so there was a lot of people that could relate to, like, they didn't even need me to tell it, and they didn't ask me the story of what went on between him and I, and that's fine, and it never needs to be said or talked about. It's unnecessary. But there's a lot of people, Ty, that understood the minute I said, "Oh, we had a falling out and made up," and they're like, yeah, like they're not even shocked, because they're like, "That was Van," I was like, they get it. Brenda said, "You definitely did fight through that whole video." Okay, so yeah, so with that, and having said that, is there anything else you want to throw out, shout out, speak about, give a talk to? Because we're basically done and ready to be out of here.
I want to shout out Cult Music. We are the wave. I want to shout out a special shout out to Katie LaDubs. Her dad is so awesome. Her dad showed up at the New Hampshire show, like a 4-hour drive. Shows up to the New Hampshire show. Got the Katie LaDubs shirt on. I'm gonna be posting that picture soon. And yo, Cult Music.
Find the one I asked you about.
We're the wave. We are the wave. And
yes, you are.
Special shout out to Dory and Lisa. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Ty.
You guys fucking rock.
Thank you.
I'm hoping Sally, Jay, and Katie, and Dev, they can put together a show in November, because I'm going to be out there for a convention that's not music related.
Okay.
But I think I'm going to extend my stay instead of 2 days, make it like 9 days, and hopefully we can land a show for the next weekend or the weekend before.
Good. Well, I hope I know about it. And anyway, I'll tell you that I'll melodrama offline. So
yeah, we don't want you to cry again.
Oh my God, I know. I get it. So, and you have a picture that I asked about before the show, and I gotta post that too. Okay, I don't, whether you post it or not, no pressure. I wanted to see it.
I already did post it. I posted it when I came back to Boston from San Diego.
Did I miss that? How did I miss that?
I posted like 30 pictures.
Oh, I'm sorry, son. Well, you know what?
I don't like doing that.
In my own defense, I'm on every social media platform there is, and I'm a busy woman.
When I post individual pictures, they get a lot more attention than when I post 30 pictures in a row. I'm
rarely gonna post a bunch of all at the same time kind of thing. You're right. I interrupted you. I apologize.
No, it's cool. I love you guys.
I love you.
We love you, Ty.
So for those of you watching, I'm just gonna put I'm gonna put Lisa in solo layout for like a minute, and you can tell us about who is coming on Sunday night at 6 p.m. You want to tell us?
Of course I do. So, coming up on Sunday at 6 p.m. right here where you're at right now is my good friend Endell Wilson, a.k.a. Sky of A Bleeding Sky. Sky is an awesome musician. He could play every instrument you could think of, and he could sing, and he's a music teacher, and he supports everybody from punk rock to hip hop to everybody. He's just an awesome guy. So make sure you tune in Sunday at 6 o'clock.
Excellent. Thank you. And did we lose Ty?
No, but I lost my unicorn.
Okay, but which kind of unicorn? We don't want a toxic unicorn. Where did Ty? Ty. Okay, so I'm gonna play Ty's video, and while it's playing towards the end, I will hit offline. If the two of you need to go and you're not in the backstage when we are offline, I will understand. You're not going to offend me, but
which video are you playing? You should play Bitter Ends.
Is that the one? That's the? Ooh. Is that something? Where would I go to find that? Is it on your YouTube?
Yeah, it's on my YouTube. Play Bitter Ends.
It's not copyrighted yet.
What do you mean copyrighted?
Have you released this?
Yeah, yeah. This
It
is
will
my
get
second
muted.
video.
I can't play it, babe, because it'll mute us on Facebook. Because I did that, Ty. I did one of my art streams and I played my own music album for Magic Man, and I got dinged by Facebook because I was playing copyright infringement. It was my fucking music.
Well, whatever music that you do play, it will be. It's all copywritten.
No, the music in the video that I made of you is Microsoft, and it's a free platform.
Oh yeah. Do you think? Play that.
I'm gonna play that. I'm gonna play that video, and then I'm gonna hit offline but you can stay right where you are till the end if you want when we're not online. You don't have to leave, but I won't be upset if you do.
All right. Well, I love you guys. With a wave called Music Baby. Ty Hunt Official. Let's go, Dory. You rock. Lisa,
That's
you
right.
rock.
I love you.
You rock.
Moving. Keep putting them positive vibes out in the world. It's super important, and I'm just really grateful. God bless. I'll see you guys later.
See you later. I'm out too. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.